Hello trainers, Sharkoonel here with the biggest and most important event recap thus far. The Pittsburgh Regionals, the first ever Silph League Arena Regional Invitational Tournament was held on May 26th at Mr. Nice Guy Games in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. And the tournament featured 26 trainers from the Pittsburgh region, from as far away as Cleveland, Ohio, into West Virginia, into eastern Pennsylvania. And it was a great event. The organizers put in a lot of work, and it went off very smoothly. There was good reception for the phones, there was plenty of space, there were a lot of snacks, and I think all of the trainers really had a great time at the first ever regional tournament. So I'm going to have a bunch of video here that I took during the tournament of the trainers, of the organizers, of some of the introductions, and the kind of closing ceremony where the champion was awarded. And I will recap my battles. Spoiler alert, I did not take home the victory. My record was 2-3 in the 5-round tournament. I don't think I played particularly poorly. I made a couple of mistakes that lost me a game or two here and there, but the 3 trainers I lost to were very skilled. They're some of the top ranked trainers in the area, so I'm not hanging my head over this performance. Before I get to the video, if you like this content, please take a moment and hit subscribe to be alerted when I bring out more videos. There will be more event recaps, more roundtable discussions, more interviews with trainers, and even some practice videos thrown in there too. So without further ado, let's get to the tournament. Okay, here we are, Mr. Nice Guy Games, May 26th, a little early for the regional tournament of the Pittsburgh Pokemon Go region. Standing in the parking lot with Rhino. Check-in line with Pittsburgh Regional Tournament.
Tabletop gaming. This is a digital platform, but because of gamers like RC and Melissa who've been here many, many times, appreciate those customers, and they helped us to bring that here, and Sarah's been helping too. Those are regular customers now, and we're very happy to be a part of this new community too. Okay, so hopefully you have a great time today, and I'm going to leave you Melissa, and I'll go sneak
Okay, with those intros to give you some idea of how the event went in person, I will now present the video from my 5 battles with some voiceover discussion. First, a few words about my team. I had been practicing with and brought to the tournament a very on-meta team consisting of Venusaur, Medicham, Skarmory, Melmetal, Haunter, and Azumarill. My Haunter was Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, and Shadow Punch, Shadow Ball, and my Azumarill was Hydro Pump and Play Rough. I did make one change just the evening before the tournament. I had been running Bastiodon before then, but I swapped out for Melmetal. I didn't have as much experience at using Melmetal, but I had been convinced through some practice and some discussions with some of my training partners that an electric Pokemon was going to be very useful in the tournament to challenge Skarmory and Azumarill, who were likely to be on every team. So I did swap in Melmetal. I don't think the lack of experience with Melmetal necessarily hampered me, other than just some general mistakes in the games which I lost. But that was my reasoning behind the meta. I did find Haunter very useful in a number of games. And with that, let's go into the battles. Okay, my first opponent was David 042883, a great trainer who I've fought a number of times in some earlier cups. I looked over his team and decided to lead with Haunter. He brings Skarmory. And this matchup, depending on shield use, I think Haunter can win this. It depends on how Skarmory shields. So he does burn a shield on the first one. I burn a shield to block the sky attack. He swaps out. So I've got a Shadow Ball for the next Mon, and it is Raichu. He uses his second shield. I do get to the Shadow Punch, take out a large chunk of Raichu's health, and I bring in Venusaur. So I decide to eat the Wild Charge, does a little under half. I'm able to take out the Raichu with fast moves alone. He brings in Skarmory. I've got to get Venusaur out of there. So I bring in Skarmory for the mirror match, and I have significant health advantage here. He hits me with a Flash Cannon. I go for the Sky Attack. So at this point, I still have significant health advantage. I tank one more Sky Attack, and I'm really trying to just take him out with fast moves so I can hit a Sky Attack on whoever's coming next. I do that. I'm able to take a chunk out of Azumarill. And Skarmory's tough enough even to get to another Sky Attack, so I've taken Azumarill quite far down. So I've got Venusaur charged up and ready. And I'm able to hit one Frenzy Plant and take out Azumarill. So a good start for me, good first game. I'm able to take the first game from David 042883. So the second game, I decide to lead Venusaur. And he brings Whiscash. Another good matchup for me. So I'm just going to try to get to that Frenzy Plant. He swaps out. Nicely timed swap. So I'm against Skarmory. I hit the Frenzy Plant. I'm able to do the swap during the charge move animation. So here we've got the head-to-head. I think we're both trying to steal charge move priority and wait till the other does the first one. So I tank the first Sky Attack, and I've got enough energy. I do a Flash Cannon instead. He blocks that. He gets to the next one, so I mirror his shield use. I'm again going for the Flash Cannon, but he's going for Sky Attack. I tank it. I get to the Flash Cannon. I'm able to get ahead on health and finish him off with fast moves. So I've got a Sky Attack waiting for Raichu. He does not shield, takes about a third of Raichu's health. So I bring in Haunter. Haunter is just going to chunk damage versus the fast move, but I make a mistake and do not shield and get taken out with one charge move on Haunter. So I've down to my last Pokemon, Venusaur. I'm able to finish off the Raichu and have energy charged up. So as it turns out, he brought back Whiscash, which is what he had sitting in the back. So it's a good matchup for me. I get to the Frenzy Plant, and despite that shielding error, I'm able to take the second game and take get a victory in round 1. My second opponent is Exile Exo, who is the #1 ranked trainer right now in the Pittsburgh area. And frankly, he's just better than me. We train together sometimes, and he's just one of the top opponents that I faced. I've beaten him once in a tournament, faced him several times. So we end up here after several swaps with a Skarmory head-to-head. Tank the Sky Attack. Again, I had success in that one round using Flash Cannon, so I use it again here. So we're still head-to-head, and now I'm going with the Sky Attack to try to finish him off. He blocks, he shields. So I'm going to shield. I really want to win this battle. Kind of all in to not lose the switch advantage. So he swaps out. I use a Sky Attack on Azumarill. This time I'm not able to get to a second one. So I bring in Venusaur. Got no shields left, so he takes most of my health with an Ice Beam. Frenzy Plant takes out Azumarill. So he's got Skarmory. Venusaur's got nothing to say to Skarmory. So I end up with Medicham. I am able to take out the remains of Skarmory, but he's got a half full Marshtomp that he had at the beginning and swapped out with. And so he takes game 1. Game 2, I lead with Haunter. He leads with Skarmory. So let's see how the shield usage goes here. I'm just going to hit him with Shadow Punch as soon as I can. See whether he shields or not. He does shield. I've got a shield because Haunter is very squishy. I'm trying to get to the Shadow Ball. I do get to the Shadow Ball. He shields again. So he was all in on taking out my Haunter. I bring in the Skarmory for the mirror match. I've got a little bit of lag here. He swaps out and gets to Azumarill. I did not call for a replay. Not certain it impacted the outcome. But I'm able to get a Sky Attack in on Azumarill. I shield the Ice Beam. So there's no shields left on the board at this point. He gets to a second Ice Beam, gets me into the red. I get off the Sky Attack. Take him down pretty close. But he gets to a third Ice Beam. Takes me out. So my Azumarill taps his out, and I'm down to my last Pokemon. He's got 2. So we've got Marshtomp. I know Exo likes Marshtomp because of the Surf. We had talked about it beforehand. So I knew how he used Marshtomp. But no shields left. Just have to play out the string. So he's able to get to Mud Bomb fast enough to basically take out most of Azumarill. So Azumarill doesn't have enough left to withstand what he had left on Skarmory sitting in the back. So Exile Exo takes 2 games from me. And so I'm 1-1 at this point. My third opponent is Pittsburgh trainer Joey, who was at one point ranked very high in the global rankings. 15, 16 at one point. So another very skilled trainer. I lead with Azumarill. He leads Skarmory. He blocks the Play Rough. I'm going to tank the Sky Attack. Takes me under half. I've got to shield the second Sky Attack. Trying to get to the Hydro Pump, and I do. Let's see if he shields. He does not. So Azumarill is able to take out Skarmory. I'm able to get off one play rough against Venusaur. And I bring in Medicham. So he takes me down under half with one Frenzy Plant. I'm trying to save that shield. I swap out to Melmetal against Sableye. Now Sableye was the primary weakness of my team. It's hard to develop a team that protects everything, and I elected to bring strength against Azumarill and Skarmory that I felt were going to be on every team, but I didn't have a lot of counters to an effectively used Sableye. So he's able to cut me down with Sableye there. I didn't have a strong answer to it. So Pittsburgh trainer Joey takes game 1 from me. So I lead Melmetal in the second game. He leads Venusaur. So I'm just going to play this out, try to get to the Rock Slide. Melmetal is surprisingly fast to get to that charge move. So he does not shield the first charge move. I get him into the yellow. He returns the favor with a Frenzy Plant that I do not shield. But I get to that Rock Slide first again. He shields the second one. I likewise shield his second Frenzy Plant. So here we go. I'm going to get to the Rock Slide first. He does not shield. Melmetal gets to the other side of Venusaur. So I get to another Rock Slide against Sableye. He shields, so he's got no shields left. So I bring Azumarill. Azumarill was about the best answer I had for Sableye. So he uses Power Gem and then swaps out to his Azumarill. So I get to the first play rough. Had a little trouble swapping, but I swap into Haunter with a shield. Shield that Ice Beam. Play rough takes me down to almost nothing, but I had a Shadow Punch queued up, so I'm able to take a nice chunk out of Azumarill. So I've got Azumarill left. In the back, I'm able to take out his Azumarill, and he's got Sableye. So he had Power Gem there, and it wasn't enough to take out my Azumarill. I got to the play rough and was able to survive long enough to take out his Sableye. So I take the second game from Pittsburgh trainer Joey. We are 1-1 at this point. So I am trying not to go down in defeat to Pittsburgh trainer Joey. I decide to lead Haunter in the third game. See what he comes against me with. He brings Sableye. So I'm basically hosed here on the lead matchup, and I think I probably should have swapped immediately. I was trying to charge it up first, but he took my Haunter down to practically dead. I swapped in Azumarill. He swaps into Venusaur. I gave up switch advantage. So this is a completely unfavorable situation for me. Venusaur is a hard counter to Azumarill. I get off the Hydro Pump, which he obviously shields, and he's just gonna either burn all of my shields or take me completely out. So I let the Azumarill go, and the writing's on the wall here. I bring in Melmetal. Have to try to save the shield. I tank the Frenzy Plant. I get to the Rock Slide. He blocks. So I've got a shield advantage at least, but I know what's sitting in the back on both sides, and it's not looking good. I try to save that shield for Haunter somehow, but I don't have enough left on him. I've got Shadow Ball. but too little, far too little. So Pittsburgh trainer Joey takes the third game. I lost that on the opening matchup. My third opponent, so I'm 1 win and 2 losses. My third opponent is Fist of Fate, another very skilled trainer who I have fought in at least one tournament before. I think the first tournament, the Boulder Cup in January. I lead Skarmory, he leads Whiscash. It's a pretty favorable matchup for me. He does not block the Sky Attack, which takes Whiscash down under half health. I tank the Blizzard. I think I still have a slight health advantage here. He swaps out. I've got a Sky Attack. He shields it on Haunter. I had some energy charged up, so I burned the shield there. I get to the Sky Attack with a sliver of health left. He burns his second shield. So I've got shield advantage. Haunter used Sludge Bomb. Should have shielded that. He brings in Whiscash. Takes out Azumarill. I've got Medicham. Trying to save that shield. I think I can tank a Mud Bomb. That's what I expected. So I take out Whiscash. He brings in Skarmory. I'm just frantically trying to get to Power Up Punch as fast as I can. So I get to a second Power Up Punch. I know I have a shield left. I use that shield. I think if I can get to a third Power Up Punch, I might be able to squeeze this out. I do get to the third Power Up Punch, and by the hair of a tooth, Medicham survives, and I take the first game from Fist of Fate. Second game. I lead with Medicham. He leads Probopass. This is the only Probopass I saw the entire competition. I expected to see more. So he swaps in Haunter. I swap in Skarmory. So I shield. I think Skarmory can beat Haunter, but it might cost shields. So he blocks. I block again. I'm all in trying to beat this Haunter. But he gets to the charge move first. Takes me out with Shadow Punch. So I'm unable to survive Haunter. So I bring in Medicham, which was a mistake. I'm able to finish off the Haunter, but at the expense of practically all of Medicham's health. So that was an error. I should have brought in Azumarill against the Haunter. That was just a poor switch in, and that mistake is going to cost me this game because I ended up with the exact reverse matchups that could have won this. I had Medicham sitting there for Probopass, and Azumarill could have at least fought Haunter to a standstill. So bad switch in cost me this game. And there it is. Fist of Fate takes game 2. And spoiler alert, game 3 of this match is going to be the worst performance, the worst game that I had during the entire match. I just botched this from the beginning. So we have a Skarmory versus Skarmory head-to-head. So let's see how this plays out. I get to the Sky Attack. I've got charge move priority. I hit it. He tanks it. No shields. Same coming in reverse. His Sky Attack. No shield. So we're going blissfully along with the Dance of the Steel Birds. I get to Sky Attack number 2. He eats Sky Attack number 2. I eat his Sky Attack number 2. So we're now in the yellow dance of the birds. He has taken charge move priority. I shield. I would like to win this battle. But, like an idiot, I think after I shield, I'm able to take him out with fast moves, which is just false. So I burn a second shield, thinking, all right, now I'll win. But no, we die at the same time. So I burn 2 shields, put myself in a hole, 0 and 2, 0 to 2 shields, and I don't even win the match. So we had to bring in at the same time. He swaps out to Haunter, I swap out to Azumarill. But I've got an 0-2 shield advantage, and on top of it, well, it didn't matter. I didn't have a shield, so he takes me out with a Sludge Bomb. You've got no shield, so Haunter basically sweeps the rest of my team. So that was just completely botched. So I lose the match to Fist of Fate. Good games to Fist of Fate. My last opponent is Volcano 3423, trainer who came in from Ohio to participate in our regional. I lead with Skarmory. He leads with Whiscash. I am still stinging from that performance against Fist of Fate, trying to get it together here versus Volcano. So this is a favorable matchup for me. He eats the Sky Attack, does not shield. I eat the Blizzard. Still have a bit of a health advantage here. I shield. Possibly could have tanked that because I knew it wasn't. I didn't think it was long enough to get to another ice blizzard. But at the expense of the shield, I am able to get to the other side of Whiscash. He brings in Skarmory. I let Skarmory eat the Sky Attack, but survive long enough to get off one Sky Attack against his Skarmory. So Skarmory did okay. I bring in Azumarill. I eat the Sky Attack. I get to the Play Rough. And he shields. So he swaps out. He brings in his Azumarill. I have energy stored up, so I hit him immediately with a Play Rough. He eats that. I've got energy stored up, so I burned a shield there to block his Hydro Pump. I get to another Play Rough. He eats that. So he has a slight energy advantage here, and he also gets to Ice Beam, takes me out. So I bring in Medicham. I had a notion to try to finish him off with charge moves, but I was afraid of eating a charge move, so I burned a power-up punch there. But he's got Skarmory. He blocks and is able to finish off my Medicham. So game 1, good game, gets taken by Volcano 34-23. So at this point, I'm under stress. I do not want to leave this tournament 1-4. So I'm really under pressure. I want to win these last 2 games. So I bring in Medicham. He brings in Skarmory. So I'm just desperately trying to get these power-up punches in. So I get the first one. He tanks it. Got a shield with Medicham. Try to build up these power-up punches. I get the second one in. He shields that one. I'm all in on Medicham. I've got to win this battle, at least in my head. He swaps out. Or no. I was able to take out the Skarmory. So I'm able to get to another power-up punch against Whiscash. So he's burned both of his shields. So Medicham did some good work. Took out Skarmory and a big chunk of Whiscash. No shields left on the table here. So I eat the Ice Beam. Didn't have time to get to a second Ice Beam, and I just farm him up to finish him off. So I've got a Sky Attack waiting for Azumarill when he comes in. A second Sky Attack because of the farming. And I'm even going to get to a third sky attack. So Skarmory and Medicham did some heavy duty work that time. So I'm able to take the second game from Volcano. So the pressure ratchets. We're down to a third game. Really wanted to take this one. So I just used the same team as in the last game. Lead with Medicham. He again leads with Skarmory. So let's see how this plays out. I get to the power-up punch first. Obviously. He eats it. I gotta shield the sky attack, obviously. I get to ice punch this time. He shields it again, or he shields that one. I'm again all in. Gotta get to the other side. So I'm able to take out Skarmory. I've got a power-up punch ready. He brings Medicham. And I'm able to get to one more power-up punch. So once again, Medicham doing work. Took out Skarmory and half of Medicham. So no shield left for me. I've got a Azumarill. He's peppering me. He hits me with a power-up punch and an ice punch, and then he swaps out. So he's got Medicham sitting in the back. He's brought in his own Azumarill. So I'm just trying to hit him with as many play roughs as I can. Nobody has any shields left. He hit me with a Hydro Pump. Took me way down. I'm trying to return the favor, and I do get to the Hydro Pump. So I take him way down. He still has health advantage, and he got to another charge move, so he takes me out. So my last Pokemon is Skarmory. So he hits me with Ice Beam. Takes almost half my health, but I was able to farm a little bit of energy, so I have a Sky Attack ready. It's Medicham that he put in the back, and I'm able to take the third game from Volcano. And I'm able to finish the tournament at 2-3. Certainly not what I would have hoped. I'm not overly upset about this performance because the 3 trainers who beat me were very skilled, and I see the mistakes that I made. I'm going to keep working to try to improve and hopefully do better in the tournaments to come. But I was still happy to have been able to participate in this amazingly fun event. And at this point, I'm going to finish up with a couple of videos of the closing awards ceremony and let you all see how the event concluded in person. Okay, here we are at the conclusion of the Pittsburgh Regional Tournament. Our tournament champion, say your trainer name?
JMC3 Turf.
JMC3 Turf. Well done. Well played. Was he undefeated? Were you undefeated?
Yeah.
Nice. Yep. And the final match was Arc here. Woo. Here is the aftermath. The smoking craters of the rest of the trainers who were vanquished. Joey with a pained look on his face. Me, bloodied, battered and beat.
So thank you all so much for coming out today.
Bring it in, everybody.
I really appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun watching you all battle it out so we can have our Pittsburgh representative at Worlds. And so with that, I'm going to hand out our top 3 awards. So in third place, after some extra battles, we have Fist of Fate.
Yay!
Congratulations, my So on top of that, you guys and a gift card to Mr. Rescott. They're awesome, and you should buy. Thanks, guys. Woo! And in second place, Arcanix.
Yeah! Yay!
And our regional champion who will be representing us at Worlds, Damn 3 Superb.
And he gets the cookie!
Mr. Nice Guy Games cookie cake.
Woo! Speech!
It's all luck.
Yes.
Two legends, not two embarrassments.
Come back with a victory or don't come back.
Yeah, we'll just leave you in Chicago. I'll take you playing. But just one round victory, right? That's all I need?
Your name is mud here if you don't win this thing.
Oh, hey, you gotta make at least top 4.
Good luck,
I
man.
have to go?
Good luck, man.
There's no turning back now.
Well done today and good luck.
And once again, thank you to Mr. Nice Guy Games for having us. I really appreciate you guys and be so nice. And with that, everyone have a great day.
Hey,
Take snacks if you want them. There's a lot left.
round of applause for the organizers, everybody who put this thing together. Thank you guys. This went off very smoothly.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
So thank you very much for watching. This was a great event. It was fun. I am pleased and proud to have been able to participate in this first ever regional tournament in Pittsburgh, and I look forward to more PvP in our region and the next regional to come. Once again, if you like this video, please subscribe and hit like, and thank you very much for watching.